Hi everybody, my name is Tom Ballard and I am a podcaster. When people ask me what I do, I generally tell them I drive a truck and I podcast. Now in my case, I have a podcast that's a Christian podcast geared towards truckers called the Jesus Freak Trucker Podcast. But this video isn't about my podcast or about Jesus. This video is about podcasting and how you can enjoy podcasting. I want to answer that question for everybody. A lot of the people I know in podcasting get asked the same question. First off, what is a podcast? A podcast is a simple recording. In my case, it's an audio recording. It could be video, but most people are using an audio recording, and that's what I'm pertaining to here. I record into my recorder, a fairly high-tech recorder I use, but I could use a cheap recorder too. I put a show in my recorder, and then I upload it onto the internet, and now people can go and listen to my podcast. There's where the confusion lies. How do I listen to your podcast? There are a couple of ways you could do it. First off, you could go to my website, and it's slowly uploading because I'm a ways away from my server, but it will show a player, and I could hit the play button, and I could play the podcast and listen to it right here in my computer. I could also, off of the website, I could download it and save it in my computer to listen to later. Or if I had a smartphone, I could go again to the website and download it on my phone and then play it later. All of these phones have an audio player built into them. Now, to make it a little easier, we have what we call podcast players, or podcatchers would be a better term. Now, a couple of ways you can find those. The first would be to go into iTunes. Now, I have iTunes open on the computer. Let me show you what's there. If you have a big computer, you'll want to use iTunes anyway. It's free. It'll download for free if you don't already have it in your computer, and it's a good resource. When you go to iTunes, go to the iTunes store. When you sign up for iTunes, you don't need to give them a credit card number or anything. You're not buying anything. But if you scroll down to the very bottom of the iTunes store, you'll see in the bottom left corner it says Explore, and click on Podcasts. I've already done so, and it will show you. First, it will show you what it calls new and noteworthy, and those are the ones that they're featuring that week. But if you look on the right here, you have all categories. So you can click on these categories: arts, business, comedy, education, religion and spirituality, sports and recreation. You name it, there's a category for it. Or if there's a category you didn't see, you can search. Go up to the top corner in the search and type in boating, fishing, whatever you want, and it will show you what's there. There are thousands of podcasts, and here you can click on the ones you like, and you could subscribe to them. And if you're going to listen on your computer, when you want to listen to podcasts, you could open it up, go to the ones you subscribe to, and download the ones you want to hear, and play them. The most common way is the smartphone. About 2/3 of my downloads for my podcasts are people on smartphones. And they're not going to my website. They're going to these podcatchers. A couple of popular ones. If you have a smartphone, you also have the availability for apps, and you probably already know that. If you have an iPhone, the newer iPhones, just go into the apps and look for the podcast player. And Apple makes a very nice podcast player for your iPhone, and it's free. If you have a BlackBerry, there again, BlackBerry makes a very good one, and it's free. You can download that to your phone and use that. If you have an Android, this is my old BlackBerry. I used this phone for 3 years and it took a good beating. I now have an Android, but I'm recording the video on it, so I can't show you that. If you have an Android, I use a free version called Podkicker. There's also a podcast player called Dogcatcher that I've heard great reviews on, and I will probably switch to Dogcatcher soon. I think they have a free version also. Once you have those, again, you can do the same thing. You download the player, and then you start searching under categories and under subjects or under titles, and you will find the podcasts you think you want to listen to. The neat thing with them is they don't just automatically download to your phone. You put them in a queue, and they're very easy to see. You'll see how they work. It's very easy to see. And all of them have a news section to show you what podcasts are new. So in my case, I get home, because I drive a truck. I'm gone a few days a week. When I'm home, I'll hit the new, and I'll see what's new. I'll choose which ones I want to download while I am home, and I have Wi-Fi service, and I'm not using my phone's data plan. And I'll download the podcast I want to listen to, and then when I go on the road, I can just play those at my convenience when I want, and they will automatically delete when I'm done. If there's one I want to listen to again, I can save it, or I can download it again at another time. It's a great way to enjoy something new. There are thousands of podcasts out there. Some of the ones that I've found that I like, there's one called Vintage Airstream. It's guys who restore old Airstream trailers. There's one on wooden boats, if you're into wooden boats. There's stuff on fishing, hunting, the Christian faith, probably every other faith, news, life in general, and maybe some of your radio shows that you like the most might be podcasted. It's a great way. I used to listen to a trucking show at night, and he would rebroadcast the show via podcast during the day. And you will find some of those. It's a wonderful tool. It's a wonderful media. If you like what you hear and you want to create a podcast, you can do it for under $100. It's a pretty inexpensive way to get the word out if there's something you're passionate about. I hope this helped you guys out a little bit. You can email me, JesusFreakTrucker@gmail.com, if you have any questions, and I can forward you to anywhere you'd need to be as far as getting you help. I'm in my 50s, and those of us that are a little older, if we're not all that technically savvy, hey, if you've got kids or grandkids, have them give you a hand. They'll think you're pretty cool for listening to podcasts. I know my kids think it's pretty cool that Dad got a studio in the garage and produces podcasts on his days off. So God bless you all. I hope this helped you out a little bit, and I hope you can enjoy what so many of us put our hearts into producing, and those are good quality podcasts for you to enjoy. Thank you.